Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the teaching demonstrations of our group, Sunflowers, including Miss Tan, Miss Lee, and I Min. In this video clip, we are going to introduce a free intermediate lesson plan for teaching reading and writing skills in 45 minutes to college students. We will use mainly task-based language teaching approach, but also integrate with the other different approaches to create a productive classroom atmosphere. The pedagogical method here is communicative language learning, and the techniques are parent groups activities and exercises. Here is the procedures in brief. Miss Tan will start first with warming up part. Then I'll give students some tips for reading skills. Before making an instruction for reading comprehension tasks, next Miss Thuy will go in with some basic strategy for writing tips and deliver the requirements for writing tasks. After that, we are going to let some representative students on behalf of each group to present their short writings. Finally, Miss Tan will make her assessments about the students' writings and the whole lessons overall, as well as assign the students more homework. Now, take a first look at our group's teaching demonstrations with Miss Tan.
Everybody, hi today.
Hi, thanks.
I have some question for you today.
Yes.
Do you like traveling?
Yes.
Okay, and where did you go last summer holidays? Where? You visit Japan. And how do you feel about last summer?
So hot.
So hot. And this word is funny.
Yes.
And who did you go with?
I with my parents.
Your parents? About the holiday? No, not. Do you like go outside or go outside our country?
Yes, I love have the condition.
If you had a chance, you will go. And what country do you like to go?
Japan.
Japan. Okay. How about you?
I went to Malaysia last summer. It's really an interesting experience.
Oh. I also like go abroad. Okay, the same experience. I don't have chance. If I had chance, I will go to Singapore. Okay. Now I have a video and you look at the video and you guess where it is.
Planning a vacation in Prague? We produce several video guides at vidtour.com with great tips about Prague's nightlife, shopping, day tours, and more. So visit us to learn more about this great city. In the meantime, here are the top 10 must-see and do things in the city. This sprawling park covers much of the west bank of the Vltava River. Ride the funicular through the wooded hillside, and if you're in good shape, climb the Petrin Tower and get a spectacular view of the city. Petrin Hill is home for some great attractions for kids, so check vidtour.com for a special video about visiting Prague with your children. Old Town Square. Wander your way through the winding alleys of Staré Město until you find yourself in Old Town Square. The square is lined with cafes, street vendors, and museums, and one cannot help but wonder what it was like when Kafka walked these streets. Don't forget to try to decipher the astronomical clock, a marvel of 15th century clock manufacturing. 8th place, check out the beautiful piece of architecture that is the National Theatre. Our tip, if opera isn't your thing, get a hot chocolate and gaze at the beautiful building from the famous Cafe Slavia across the street. In 7th place, visit the Vyšehrad Park, which is situated on the southern cliffs of the Vltava. This park is a quiet break from the commotion and has some of Prague's oldest structures, like the Church of St. Peter and Paul, the Vyšehrad Cemetery, and the 11th century Rotunda. It's an especially nice place to soak in the setting sun over the picturesque river. Place we find the iconic 14th century Charles Bridge, which connects Old Town and Malestranza, and was the only means of crossing the river until 1841. Statues of patron saints line this bridge. Our tip: while the bridge is an absolute must-see, keep an eye on your pocketbook. Pickpockets fled to the bridge because of the plethora of tourists. In 5th place is Yosefov. This Jewish quarter is a must-see for anyone with an interest in World War II. The former Jewish ghetto is surrounded by Old Town and consists of cramped Gothic architecture and 6 synagogues. 4th place is easy. Drink a beer. The Czech Republic is famous for its inexpensive and very tasty Pilsner-style beers. Our tip: visit a small local brewery like the Ufleku or the Pivovarsky Dum for a unique beer drinking experience. Check out vidtour.com. In 3rd place, sit right along the famous Moldua by visiting one of the 3 islands in the middle of the city. Check out some interesting architecture, have a picnic, or rent a paddle boat and give yourself a personal tour of the illustrious river and its banks. In 2nd place, take a walk through Wenceslav Square. This modern square is full of shops, pubs, markets, and sausage stands. Once you're done consuming, go visit the Museum of Communism or the National Museum, which is the large building looming over the eastern edge of the square. And finally, our number 1 attraction. No trip to Prague would be complete without a visit to the castle that dominates the western banks of the city. Climb the old winding steep straits of Malestranza to the largest ancient castle in the world. Walk the grounds, visit the Basilica of St. George, and begin to imagine what it was like to be the king of Bohemia. Before you leave, be sure to soak in the stunning view and understand why Prague is called the City of 1,000 Spires.
These objectives of these lessons are to practice some new words, phrases, and expressions about traveling to Prague, figure out the main ideas of the test, improve reading and writing skills in English, and know what to see and do in Prague. Thanks, Miss Tans, for warming up. Before we come to the reading test, just test this out with these very simple steps for reading skills. The first key to read faster is to read the title. By reading it, your brain will be aware of what you're reading about. Next, don't self-vocalize. In other words, don't say the words yourself, even if you're saying the words softly. The art of saying them is going to slow your reading speed down. Next step is forcing your eyes to move across the page by using your finger or a pen that may have your eyes not bouncing around. Learn to see in groups of words or collocations. For example, be going to or Statue of Liberty. Read the first and the last sentences of each paragraph. The first sentence of each paragraph often tells you what it's going to be about, and the last sentence sums it up. If you read those 2 sentences and then just kind of jump through the middle, you will probably get the main idea of the paragraph. You don't have to understand everything and look up in the dictionary while reading. It's okay if you don't know some words. Use skills such as skimming, meaning you read for the main idea, and scanning, meaning you look for keywords and specific details. And finally, don't stop too long for a question. Just keep moving. If you get stuck, skip it. Then go back when you still have time. To sum up, remember, read the title first. Don't say the words yourself. Know how to move your eyes across the page. Learn to see in groups of words. Read the first and the last sentences of each paragraph. Don't use the dictionaries while reading. Use skimming and scanning skills. And don't stop too long for a question. test silently and answer the questions below the test. I'm here as your facilitators. So, if you need my help, please raise your hand and I'll be with you. Okay? Don't forget to use these tips first. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do it.
Have you got the answer for a question? So, how many questions do we have here? How many questions? Four questions. So we got, now I will have you correct the answer for that question. Number one, what places in Prague are popular to tourists? Who can answer this question? Okay, this is can you?
Are popular to tourism. They are Caribbean, the Castle District, Malastana, the River Quarter, Stair Nesto, and the Old Town.
So where did you find out the answer in the passage?
In the first paragraph, at the beginning of the test,
Okay, look at paragraph number 1. You can see the answer in this for the question. And now number 2.
No, it doesn't beside the table. They are building house, palace, and church.
So where can you find out the answer? Paragraph number 2. About what is paragraph number 2 about?
Building house, palace, and church.
So it's about a Catholic district. Okay. And we are continue with number 3. How many typical places can you visit in the Little Water?
They are Monastery Palace, Garden, Catherine Hill, Charlie Creek.
Do you agree? Yes. Okay, that is a correct answer. And number 4, what is Teen Church famous for? Who can? Okay, you and you base. Alright, so you base where is the answer? Where can you find out the answer? Okay, very good, thank you. Say more about why we will continue with tab 2. Figure out the information about the test. You can find out the information and fill in the blank. This task I want you to work in group of 3. Okay, so 3 of you and 3 of you. Can you move here? And can you move here? Okay, now who can tell me the information about Catholic district? About the tourist attraction? When did it start?
Hotting and 1929.
Hunting party to 1929. So this group do you agree with our answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, look at the answer. Now about the time to visit. What time when we visited? Please.
Is 1984 or 5.
So is it a good answer? It's good. Okay, excellent. You have an excellent answer. And now look at the answer. And what is the second tourist attraction of the Ghetto District? You please. Golden Land. Now look at the answer. Golden Lands. Good job. Now, we continue with Little Water. What are the tourist attractions in the Little Waters? Who can? You guys?
There are some tourist attractions in the Little Waters. With Wallenstein's Palace and gardens and Edging Hill.
In Hedging Hills. Okay, so glad. Do you agree with our answer? Is it right? Okay, you please.
It's right, but I have to reveal the answer. There is charge free in the Little Water at the tourist attraction.
Oh, there's one more that is
Charge
traveling.
free.
Okay, where can you find out the answer?
I found out the answer about the Panorama 3. It say about the Little Water, the charge free in the end of the paragraph.
Okay, glad. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yes. Okay, now look at the answer. Okay, we have 3 tourist attractions: Wallenstein Palace and Garden, Hedging Hills, and the last one is Track Bridge. Now we continue with the Old Town. So what are the 2 tourist attractions of the Old Towns? You guys? Old Town Hall and Tin Church. Is it a right answer?
Yes.
Yes, very good job. Thank you for your answer. You guys?
You can eat, to take,
You can eat.
listen to music like track and drop, like opera, ballet, at the estate theater and classical concert.
Okay, glad you agree with the answer. Okay, where can you find out the answer?
I find out the answer in paragraph 5. They said about the nightlife, what you can do in the party midnight.
Okay, the paragraph 5 about nightlife. They say about what people can do here. It's about what to see and do in Prague. So, is it interesting to visit Prague? Do you want to visit Prague one day? Yes. Now? Yes. In Prague.
I want to visit home.
Oh. So you have to arrange your time and arrange your work too. There are lots of tourist attractions all over the world, and that our city is also a great destination for many visitors. Do you think so? You know how to write about that? How can you introduce that to other people around the world? So now we continue with the writing test. It's about our city. So when we talk about that, what do you think of? What do you think of when you talk about that? This artist.
About people.
sightseeing.
The
The sightseeing.
sightseeing. We will write about Đà Lạt City and write a paragraph about Đà Lạt City. So, what should include in the paragraph? When you write about paragraph, what is the structure?
In introduction,
An introduction
detail about and conclusion.
and conclusion. Introduction and conclusion
No,
only.
detail about the introduction. You have to write about what you express in the introduction. You detail it, and then your conclusion. You express your feeling in the conclusion to end the paragraph.
So do we need a topic sentence?
Yes, we need a topic sentence.
Okay, so when Đà Lạt City, so you should remember something to write a paragraph. So remember, in the paragraph we have a topic sentence. It means that what you will write about and what make the reader take by the topic sentence. And following topic sentence, we have supporting sentence. Supporting sentence, you should have include three ideas. The idea 1, idea 2, and idea 3. The supporting sentence should be relevant to the topic sentence, and then you must have the concluding sentence. A paragraph about Đà Lạt City. Remember, we have the topic sentence, supporting sentence, and concluding sentence. Okay, now let's go.
many people want to come here to enjoy fresh air. Second, you can visit many places interest here such as Samur Packer, Yulon Lake, Canberra Waterfall, Yulon Valley. Among other areas, it is well known for its special food. There are lots of things to do and see here, so it will be very exciting to visit once again. Thank you.
Built by a library where you can relax and enjoy the familiar culture, and it's a must-see. Food. You can take the cable car for the view and end up loving our town at the Trúc Long. The next stop should be the Valley of Love, take it by with a carnival atmosphere. At night, you can enjoy the food like bacon.
That's the place you come here and you have idea about the school. Okay, when you have secondly and you have firstly, you cannot first of all. Remember? Speaking, not writing. Now you write the rest. One. Okay.
I will enjoy adjective and saying.
Where? Play. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. And again, continue and correct. Okay, you have very easy adjectives, and you move it into now, and in the others, morning after. Okay, it is a break, and after that you get getting, working. Oh. After modular, you have manual units. Now, the paragraph. Okay, yes, you let off the inclusion. Okay, and who can give me the conclusion about? Thank you, Dr.
In general, the language is.
Can you go to the one? You must have topic sentence. Okay, topic sentence, and you have yes, topic sentence, and you have supporting. First, and you have concluding. Do you have any question about the lesson?
It's really useful, but I think going forward, it's useful.
Yes. Now,
The one who asked about the to this dialect is famous for beauty or famous for beauty.
Hey, is ready? Thank you very much. Put your glove and I can do out. And I have some question for you. Okay. Yes. You hit the front door. Okay. You remember about your again your bar, right? Okay, and you answer some question. Which one is rice? Can you play him, please? A, B, or C? Remember about your
B.
Now repeat.
I think B.
B. Do you agree with her? Yes. And D. Oh, right. C. How about you read? C. Okay, the next class, and we have the discourse in class. You have middle choice and problem. You play hard. Very good. Now you have homework. You learn about the label and you do science page 36. You practice within and what you more at home. Okay, thank you.